Hello, you guys. Sorry for the tardiness. I was trying to help my mom um, with some pictures with her insurance. She had her kitchen flood. Her dishwasher, I guess, wasn't working properly and flooded everywhere. And she isn't great with technology. And so she's busy just saying, you need to do this right now, right now. I'm like, Mom, I got to go onto Facebook Live. But, the world doesn't stop. And, we were trying to have a delivery guy, and he is not on his normal route. And so he had no idea how to get here. And so I was stuck on the phone trying to get him here, and caused me to be a little bit late here today. But I'm here. It is, what are we on? Thursday. We're getting ready close to Friday. I'm super, super psyched for tomorrow night, you guys. So, of course, I've been playing with clasps all week long. And there was a design. We'll hop kind of right into our project that I'm going to show you, which is a very popular one here at Stars Beads. We've been showing it for, quite some time, and it always comes out different, always comes out beautiful, and so many different combinations. And I did show it, I guess, yesterday or the day before when talking about clasps, and I'm wearing one here today, but I call it, the leather and chain bracelet. Okay, we've done it with a variety of things, which I will show you here today, but we are going to make one here together online so that I can go over the details of the ins and outs and what you can use. Okay, so I will show you this one that I'm wearing, or maybe I'll show you a couple of the other ones I have. I have lots. So we can see how different ones look, and I'll show you again here in a moment, but I want you guys to help me choose a couple of the items, and so it'll give you a good idea on some of the differences that you can choose here. Okay, so let me lay those out here. Try not to spill a Coke here. All right, so today our project is going to be on leather and chain. You'll see that Miss Martina, I think, posted some of these of her designs that she was working on here recently, and then I showed one the other day, and so had some requests. So I'm going to go ahead and show this as our project for today. Okay, so here you can see we've weaved some leather through some chain. Here we've done it in a slightly different size chain. Okay, so you can see the differences in, okay, originally we did it with big hole beads, okay, with 7mm Rolo chain. Okay, then we were finding other things that would fit, and so somebody who doesn't want something nearly as bulky can choose to do something like this style here, which is actually the same size Rolo chain, but you're using a slightly finer leather and 4mm cube beads. So beads that are a little bit lighter feeling. So even though it's the same size leather, you can see that the weight overall is much lighter. Then you can do the whole step size smaller and do a smaller chain along with that smaller leather and those smaller little cubes. Okay, we really like those. So we actually even did it with this cool chain just to throw in a little variation mix, and that's using no beads. Okay, but today we're going to do beads. So I need your help. Are you guys ready? All right, so I am trying to use my leftovers, and so I have some of these that I want to use today. I know some people have liked the bracelet that I'm wearing, so let me show that to you guys again close up. And here I have a Stars Class abalone closure on this particular one. So you can see we have my few leftovers. I counted out the beads, but it doesn't look like I'd have quite enough, and so I think if I use like 5 white pearls, I think that would really be pretty. What do you guys think? Looking good? Ooh, I think I'm gonna like that one too. Who knows? Maybe I'll make this one up and it's going to be available tomorrow night. Put some awesome clasp on there. All right, we're going to grab this. And then the next thing we got to choose is chain. Now, I have some 7mm Rollo. What I have in stock right now is an antique silver. We have a bright silver. Oop, sorry, that was a little close. Bright silver, an antique copper, and antique silver. Anybody have a preference? Okay, remember we were doing these beads. Here, maybe I guess I can hold them. We'll take them over. Let's see. I think that I want to use the bigger chain though, since these are slightly bigger beads. So those transparent beads with the blue is gorgeous. You like that, huh, Maggie? Oh, this one right here. Like that combination? So those are 4mm cubes. So if you guys like these, I'm able to pick you guys a very nice combination. A custom combination. So today I chose these. If you are interested in making some of your own combinations, I want you to know you can go into our virtual shop photo album online and you can see like we have big hole beads. Okay, you can use a lot of these different styles. Here's the ones in the pearls. So this is kind of like what I took my pearls off of. Okay, and I'm a little low actually in these bubble beads, so I'm sorry I'm teasing you guys with those, but that will be coming soon. I'll get a reload. Oh, Christine says in an antique silver. We think we like it in a... All right, we can agree that it's silver. All right, now the question is which silver? Antique silver, bright silver. Mine was done in bright silver. And then the next question is going to be leather. So we'll change it up. So it'll look a little bit different than mine. All right. Any silver, huh? All right. I'm still in the middle. I kind of think I'm going to go for bright because I kind of really like this clasp. I was going to give you guys a choice on clasp, but then I decided that this just looks so good. So I'm going to give you choice on maybe chain colors and leather color. All right. I think that, let's look at it real quick. All right, there's the bright silver. Here's the antique silver. Okay, we'll leave those for now as we decide. Yep, bright silver with that one, right? And then the next question is what color leather? All right, I'm going to set these ones aside right now. Run out of space. Put all this stuff. All right, bright silver. All right, here's the combination thus far. Now, here are my leather choices. Here I'm choosing a 2mm leather. You'll notice you could certainly use a 1.5mm leather, but it's going to make the whole thing a little bit just lighter feeling. Okay. All right, let me hold these here. Now we're trying to choose leather color. I like being interactive, you guys. It makes me not feel like I'm completely alone here. All right, what do we think? Do we like blue? Now I use the magenta pink. Then there's the silver. Then I thought they all kind of matched. It's kind of hard. You made it too long. Well, that's okay. When you add those big clasps, but at least if you make it too long, you can maybe tie those knots again. But we're going to go over all the details of getting started, repeating that, and how to end it. Okay. Oh, okay. We got to vote for Seafoam Green. Seafoam Green. It did look good. Oh, of course. Okay. So we know what magenta is going to look like. I know I like that combination. Shall we change it up? All right. So we've had a vote for these two colors so far. What do we think? There's magenta. There's the seafoamy. Oh, so you're going to throw it in there in a mix there, Steve. All right, so, and then there's a vote for blue. Whoo, I don't know. I think I like that blue. All right, can you see the beads in there again? All right, so this isn't the magenta, but there's it's kind of a metallic-y purple. Yep, they're your favorite, Barb. So you may be buying this bracelet once I make it. Oh, it looks like the universal is blue. All right, we can stop messing around. All right, blue it is, blue it is. Good choice, people. All right, now let's get to all the details here. All right, you guys, let's see if I can get you moved to my station. Oh, you know what? I need to go so that I can at least see what I'm doing with you guys. All right. Parts and pieces have been chosen. It is officially bubble beads, pearls. Okay. The more important thing is checking the leather with the beads that you have. Okay. One, not all 2mm leather is created as 2mm. Okay. So sometimes the coating can be a little thick. Okay. On the second note is that holes are not always drilled perfect. These are handmade little drops that I have here, so they are not going to always be exact. So, you know, the smart thing would be to test out all your holes before you do it. Okay. I'm kind of a spot checker. Okay. So we're just figure it out as we go. But it looks like these ones should fit. Okay. So I'm going to cut off 2 yards. I find that is more than enough. You end up using about 4 feet, so a little less than a yard and a half, but I'd rather have more than enough in this case. So when you tie the knot, so let me do. So we've got 2 yards here with this beautiful blue. And then we're going to have this 7mm Rolo chain. And here, you need about 14 inches of chain. Okay, that is making a little bit more than you need. Again, average bracelet size is 7 inches. Average men is 8 inches. I'm doing, you know, you doubling up 7. That's where I get the 14 inches from. Okay, we are going to be adding a clasp, so that is easily going to add close to 1 inch. Okay, so right now I'm going to cut 2 sections of this 7mm Rolo chain. And I'm missing, okay, when you're cutting this really, really thick chain, you don't want to use these type of pliers. Okay, I'm just looking for, I have the memory wire cutters. They're thicker, heavier duty, and better to cut that with. So I'm going to go grab those. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 sections of 7 inches here. And actually, if you look at this Rolo chain, there is a little piece that you can see where they have soldered it. So that is a little bit weaker section. So if you can't find those pliers, just make sure you cut on that seam and it'll be less damaging to your pliers. Okay. All right. So we got 2 pieces. If you guys have a project board, you might find that it's helpful. I am going to get started on one. So this is a project board, guys. Okay, so I can pin my project onto there. So I'm gonna just clean this up so I can maybe start with my project there as I'm getting going. And then I don't have to have it the whole time. Let's see if I can lean that up here. All right, so I've cut my chain. We've got 2 pieces of 7 inches. We've got 2 yards. You only need about 1.5 yards. Okay, and some beads, big hole beads that will fit the 2mm leather. Okay, or I mean the beads, 2mm leather to fit the beads, and your closure and some jump rings. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is we want to take both of these, and I'm going to pin them onto the project board here. And I'm going to pin to the third link down and about the width of the beads. Okay, so if I could say like shoulder width, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Okay, so you can see on my project board, I'm pinned into the, can you see that, you guys? Sorry. Here, I'm going to flip this around so I can see myself a little bit either. Okay, so you can see on this, I don't have this lying down here. Okay, so we're on the third link. I'm holding the first one. Okay, and I'm pinned into the third one, and I've done that on both sides. The reason I like to do that is so that when I'm going to end it, it gives me flexibility in terms of how I want to end it, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, so I've got them, you know, about the width of the beads apart. Okay, and let me do some of the stuff here. And I can see, I think we can put this right down here and get a view of this for you. And you don't really need very many tools for this particular project, which is nice. All right, we're going to see if we can get a good view for you guys here. All right, so I am pinned onto some other beads here. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so I can pin us right up to here. Oh, I guess I'm up right here. Okay, so I'm on that third link, you guys. No, actually, I'm sorry. I want to pin in my second link, so I start on my third link. So sorry, guys. There we go. I misspoke. All right. I'm on the second link there because I'm actually going to weave into the third link to start. Okay. All right. And I think we're upside down here, so I'm going to change over sides so that we can make this go the right way for you guys. Wasn't set up to go this direction, but here we go. We'll try it out. All right, I think I'm going to have to make a little adjustment, you guys. Not quite high enough here for us to see what I'm doing. All right. And be right side up. Awesome sauce. All right. New to all this videoing stuff, so bear with me here. Okay. And here we go. Let me not be on a leaning surface here. Yeah. I don't want my beads rolling off here because I'm going to put them all into the picture here. Okay. All right. So here's all of our goods. Okay, we've got our clasp, we've got our leather, we've got our beads, and we've got our chain pinned to the board. Is everybody ready? I gave you guys enough time to get yourself prepared because I know most of you guys have the parts. And if you don't, I'm always happy to send you some. Okay? So I'm thinking that I want to start off with 2 of these, I think. Okay? So first thing, we're going to take our leather and we are going to string through that third link, okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put on a bead here. And then go through the third link of the other chain. Okay, so here, this is what it should look like. So you see third link here, chain, bead, chain. Okay, now we want to pull this all the way through and even out this chain. This leather. Okay, so it's in the middle. So I think of it like your shoelaces, how you're gonna get ready to weave them up your shoelace. Okay, so I'm evening out the leather, and again, I did 2 yards, which is more than enough. Okay. You like that nail polish bar? You know, I was just thinking that it matched some of the ruby zoisite. It also matches the abalone. I don't know if you guys could see, but I got a cool new nail polish as a little birthday present from a cool person. Here it is too, by the way. But I really like it. Feels like it sits a little thicker. Kind of reminds me of abalone shell. All right, so we've got our first bead on. Okay, now I want you guys to listen very closely here, okay, because we're going to be repeating this pattern over and over again throughout the rest of the bracelet here, okay? So right now, if we're looking at your chain, you can kind of see that every other one is looking like kind of like a wheel, right? So, and then the other one is a circle, 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 okay? So you can see on this vertical ring, we're going to be weaving through every other vertical link, okay? So here, so we are, technically we're on the third link. We're going to go to the fifth link, and I'm going to string through that link, but this time you can see I have no beads. I'm going to pull that all the way through. Okay, and you see natural tendency, we've pulled this all the way through, and then we need to pull this one up over so that we can go through, back through that same link that we just came through with the other, with your leather that is on the right hand side. Okay, so we're going to go through, but this time we need to put on the bead. So we've done the chain, the bead, and the chain again, okay? And this we're going to be repeating the process all the way through, okay? Now we want to pull these tight. You don't have to be all crazy, okay? You will be able to tighten it here at the end, but you know, it helps to start with some good tension, okay? And you can tell if it's feeling all wonky and the chain is starting to, you know, cover itself up, you're probably pulling a little too tight. And you can see there'll be some good helpful hints for those who have also gone through the process for you guys, okay? All right, so we're going to repeat the process. This time I'm going to put on a pearl. So when I'm stringing in through this, okay, now we're on what? The 3, 5, 7th link, okay? I'm pulling that all the way through. And I like to think of this as laying a foundation for the bead. Okay, so I'm pushing that down because you'll notice that sometimes if you don't lay this down and that other strand comes through, it'll start to sit funny and it will not be as flexible as you would like. Okay, so I like to push that down. If you're using the finer leather, you will have less problem with this. And again, you want to make sure you pull the one that's sitting up before you string it through to have it up on top. Okay, this time we're going to put on a pearl. So I've strung through the chain, through the pearl this time. And pulling tight. Am I twisted up? I like that blue, you guys. That looks very, very pretty. Okay, so now we're going to repeat this. In this case, I think we're going to be repeating it close to about 19 or 20 times. If you want to use smaller beads, then you use the smaller chain. If you want to use bigger beads, we have found that you can use a slightly bigger chain that was in the one that I showed you at the beginning that didn't have any beads in between, kind of a wider chain. We found that to be workable with the larger size beads. Okay, now if you're trying to gauge what size bead you can use here in the center, okay, you want your bead size pretty much to be no bigger than a chain and a half link of whatever chain you're using. Okay, what happens is if you're using something that's bigger, right, there's not going to be enough space here. Okay, so they'll start pushing up against each other and start ruffling up. Okay, in some cases that's okay. So if you find that when you arch it, so like a natural bend of your wrist, and you find that they then give it enough space, it may be fine once it's on. Okay, but it may look a little funny while you're making it. Okay, sometimes you just got to pull through the end and some things will grow on you. All right, so my pattern I'm doing here is 2 bubble beads and then a pearl. Oops, and there I'm talking. Okay, so there I caught myself. Okay, first pass through from the left, no bead. See, I just put on a bead. So for me, every time I put my left side through, I always know it's going to be no bead. And then when I do my right side, that's when I'm going to put on a bead. And you'll notice here, okay, you're pulling through, okay? If you just string the chain, then the bead, then the chain, okay, then pull through, then at least you'll, unless you want the exercise, it's totally works, okay? All right, I think we're on to our pearl now. Now, really, you can use any style bead here, just as long as it fits the leather. So if you're going through your stash to see what you could use. Okay, I'm going to push that down. Let's see, where am I at? I'm at a pearl next. See, so I'm already, I like to think like halfway through this thing. Makes up fast. One of the things I like about this design. And we've certainly done this in all different sizes. I've actually done this with a really tiny chain, and I used the rhinestone cup chain and took Ceylon and weaved it. So for those that like seed beading and some of that tiny detailed work, that ended up looking quite nice. More patience or more time than I have. So that's one of the things I like, is quick and easies, things that you can make with very minimal tools, and super versatile. And once you get a few going, you'll find that it'll start forming, so it makes it a little bit easier, stiffens up, so you can start stringing faster. And of course, if your string goes really easily through the beads, it makes it easy as well. All right. I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to change it up. I might take this bracelet. I like this in blue. Love these glass beads. And don't forget, you guys, we still have the Tanessa McLean virtual trunk show going on as well. So grab some of those beads before they're gone. It's Mother's Day this weekend, so I guess technically you have time. Oh no, okay. I needed a pearl there. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Got excited about those bubble beads. I was thinking, when is the next time we could have some bubble beads? Right? Right? I'm always open to hearing what you guys would like for our Friday nights too. That's been a lot of fun. Give me something exciting to look forward to. And I'm super excited. I was been treated super sweet this week for my birthday weekend. So I've got a couple nice bottles of wine, and so I'll have a nice new rosy bottle here for Friday Night Live. All right, I'm going to, hey Anne, thanks for joining us. Gina, if you want to see the trunk show, the virtual trunk show, if you go on to into our photo library right here on Facebook, so there should be, you know, a little tab up top, and you click on photos. There'll be an album called Tanessa McLean, and there you will see hundreds of photos of her stuff. It matches the video so that you can reference things by number. So make sure you look in the comments section. That will show the letters, corresponding letters to go with the colors that were being offered. Okay, we still have plenty left. I think we have her entire life pretty much here. So take advantage. You know, I went onto her little Etsy site and saw like 68 items. She sent us, I don't know, 50 bags, all each with several different colors. So you can imagine what is not online. And anybody who does carry any little bit of her things that I had seen, can't even touch what we've got right now. Okay, so take advantage, you guys. All these artisans, you know, creators are having a hard time right now. Put this right here. You know, they don't have any place to show their work, and it's so sad. So I want to try to maybe make a platform available for people to, you know, to really lift up artisans, since, you know, Sugarloaf shows are not going to be happening. So who knows? We may be highlighting a few artisans for the Friday Night Lives too. All right, I think we're getting close to the end here. I'm going to do maybe 3 more, because that's the beads that I have set here. Oh, but this is looking pretty, you guys. I like it. I agree, the blue does look so good. And then we're going to show some different ways that you can end this, okay? One more borrow and one more pearl, I think, is going to do it. Okay. This leather is fairly thick here. It's important when you put that one from the right hand side that it stays on top. So you'll notice that I'm oftentimes you'll see me pushing down here. Okay, and because I want to make sure that this stays on the bottom as I string through, you'll find the results are much better. All right. Putting on this last little pearl. All right, I'm going to unpin this so I can take a look at what we have here. But look, you guys. Looks really pretty. I like it in the blue. All right, here it is in comparison to my magenta. I really like that. Good work. Good choice, you guys. Okay, so you can see I try to keep the tension steady throughout the whole thing, so I'm not going to make any adjustments here. It looks pretty good. Sometimes if you see a lot of color outside of the beads, that's kind of generally what I'm trying to eliminate a lot of. I don't want to have a lot of the leather showing, but that's completely up to you. You know, that is a matter of design at that point. Okay, so these tail ends. Okay, I'm going to, well, I guess I'm going to make sure That should go around somebody's wrist here. Okay. And we're going to do a nice overhand knot. And I want to make this as close to the chain as I can here. You see. And this is where you do, once you get your knot in place, you do want to pull really snug because you do not want this slipping at all. You can put a little dab of glue. I haven't been in the practice of technically doing the glue, but it's probably a good idea. I just make sure I pull tight, and sometimes I leave those in place for a little while in case you need to adjust anything. Okay, so I tend to be one that cuts and does all that to last and have all these crazy strings hanging off until I'm ready and official. Okay, see, so we've got those ties here, so that'll end here. And so now we're going to do the attachment of the clasp. Okay, I'm pulling, I'm going to get some jump blocks actually. I only have gold ones here. I love jump blocks because they're the heavier duty jump rings, so you can kind of see them here. Okay, they're super flush. So once those are closed, they are like they're soldered closed. I love these. So if you're trying to just change out charms, if you know, when you have to use something that is open, jump blocks are the way to go. We carry them in 4, 6, and 8, 10 millimeters, silvers, silver, gold, and rose gold. So all the cool colors. Okay. All right. So the reason I like to put the chain here is this so I don't have to add links, because I want to condense this down into a single strand to attach this clasp. Okay. So we're going to take this plier, my nice flat one. Let's see, is it unfocused here? And then kind of be at that 90-degree angle, and we're going to pull that straight up. And I want you to be able to see this because I find this is actually the most difficult for people. Is okay, you can see how we've now graduated down into that single strand. Okay, get those pliers in place. Can you see that? Okay, there we go. Okay. Sometimes when there's a bunch of stuff in there, it's going to be harder to see what you're doing. But you'll see I'm kind of trying to push in as I'm closing. Okay, so you can see, I can't even see where the slit is on that anymore. Okay, so that has condensed that one side down. Now I'm going to take a 6mm version, because you can see if we attach the clasp to this, it's not going to be sitting in the right direction. So where'd my clasp go? Hiding it. Okay, so you can see the way each ring is going. So we're going to do a vertical ring to connect these two. So I'm going to take a little bit smaller ring, a 6mm, because I don't want this to take up a lot of space. Okay, so we'll attach here. Okay, closing that. All right, and I know that this is going to fit, so I am going to go ahead and cut off the chain portion. But here you want to make sure that you are cutting off the right chain. So you want to leave one extra link here. So we're going to be cutting this one right here so that it can match the other side. So we're going to, there's the last one. We're going to cut right on that one that's facing up. Okay, and the worst thing that happens here is if you cut it off, you just add a ring. But that's why I like to leave it on there, because those Rolo links are nice and sturdy. So why not use them? Okay, so I'm going to close up this other side. You can see I've still left on the leather. We'll cut that off at the end, but you know, we can just make sure that it is the right size so that if you made it too long, like Barb, then you could technically make it a little bit smaller. Okay, here's the last little bit here. Okay, so we want to make sure that that's facing in the right direction, I think. And okay. And we can see that look like it's fitting in the right ways here. So I'm gonna make the official snip here. Pull those tight. Okay, and like I said, you could put a dab of glue. Cut on the flush side. And you would want to use super glue for that. All right, you guys, we just made ourselves a fantastic little bracelet. So let's check it out. Look at us. Boom. All right, Steve, is this one going to be yours? Is it not even going to make it to Friday Night Live? That looks so pretty, you guys. That ended up really nice. I don't know if I'm going to give it to you guys either. All right, guys, this is what it looks like. I'm going to put it on. We'll compare it. Oh, it's close competition. All right, can we see him? I'll change angles here. Camera the other way. All right, you guys. Yeah, those are exactly the colors I am wearing. You caught me. All right, and there's a glimpse of some of those gorgeous clasps from Stars Clasps. So get ready. They also carry some beautiful everyday ones, so you can go on to starsclasps.com, starsclasps.com. You are still supporting this nice little local family in Virginia, so check us out. You can see that was a Druzy one from yesterday. All right, blue and magenta. Any favorites? I don't know. I really like that pearl one. That was a fun little day, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll be back on again tomorrow at 2 for something else with class to get you excited for our sip and shop tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you're checking us out. And those were my extra teardrops. So I can either order them for you because I do know I need to get a little stash of some of those teardrops, or you'll have to buy this bracelet tomorrow night. So catch me, okay? See you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks for joining me.